Princess Diana's private tapes and letters reveal chilling predictions about her life, her family, and the royal future. Turns out, even before her untimely death, she shared unsettling insights that make us wonder how much she truly knew. Let's get into it. Number 5. Message for her sons. Princess Diana's tragic passing in 1997 left a void in the lives of her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry.
I hug my children to death. I get in bed with them at night and hug them, and I always say, who loves you most in the whole wide world? And they always say, Mommy.
However, a series of secret tapes she recorded before her death revealed that she had a profound premonition of her early demise, along with a deep desire to ensure her sons and their future wives would be guided by her love, even after she was gone. It is truly remarkable how Diana seemed to have an almost eerie awareness that she wouldn't live to see her sons grow old.
What's this?
My jacket.
According to a close friend of the late Princess of Wales, Diana created these tapes for her sons' future brides, despite not knowing their names at the time. The idea for the recordings came after she had already started speaking into her Sony cassette recorder in 1992, as part of the preparation for the book, Diana, Her True Story.
She howled with laughter, as she saw the little tape recorder, and then she clipped the mic on herself.
Even after the book's publication, Diana continued to record her thoughts, off and on, until her untimely death. In these tapes, she shared personal advice, dreams, and motherly hopes for William, Harry, and the families they would one day build. The friend who wishes to remain anonymous explained, as incredible as it seems, Diana knew she was going to die young. She was deeply attuned to the spirit world and had an extraordinary sensitivity to psychic events. She made the tapes for the future so she could guide her boys when she wasn't around. Diana wanted her tapes played at significant points in William and Harry's futures so she could continue to be a part of their lives. She thought it was clever and even found it amusing to be, as she put it, a nagging mum from beyond the grave, the friend revealed. One particular tape, made when William was just 13 or 14 years old, was addressed to his future wife. At that time, Diana was fascinated by the idea of her son one day marrying and having children of his own. She expressed confidence that William would be a loving and caring husband, much more so than his father, Prince Charles, who Diana felt was cold and distant.
And I suppose in love?
Of course.
Whatever in love means.
Diana's message to William's bride was filled with warmth and care, urging her to avoid the struggles Diana herself had faced in marriage. It was so moving, the friend recalled. You could feel the sincerity in Diana's voice. She spoke directly from her heart. Diana advised the young woman on the challenges of royal life, saying, "Marriage will require patience, compromise, understanding, trust, loyalty, and of course love. You must work at it every day." Diana's hopes for the couple's life were clear. She wished them a joyful, loving life together, filled with children who would grow up free from the turmoil of divorce.
If I was able to write my own script, I would say that I would hope my husband would go away with his lady and sort that out and leave me and the children to carry the Wales name.
As Diana concluded the tape, she shared a heartfelt kiss and reiterated her love for William, a poignant final message to the son she could not physically be there to watch grow. While the exact number of tapes Diana made remains uncertain, the friend believes that Kate Middleton, William's wife, has heard this particular one, as it reflected Diana's deep love and enduring influence on their family. She often speaks of her special connection with Diana, and I'm sure William and Harry's children will carry forward Diana's legacy of love, the friend said. Her spirit remains a constant source of inspiration in their lives. Number 4. Death Letter. In a bombshell revelation that sent shockwaves through the royal family, Princess Diana allegedly wrote a chilling letter to her former butler, Paul Burrell, just 10 months before her tragic car crash in Paris.
Diana's former butler, Paul Burrell, released an unsettling letter she wrote, predicting someone would try to have her killed in a car crash made to look like an accident.
The letter, which Diana is said to have handed to Burrell as an insurance policy, detailed her fears that her ex-husband, Prince Charles, was planning an accident that would leave her with a serious head injury. According to Burrell's account, Diana believed that Charles was scheming a brake failure in her car to clear the path for him to marry Camilla Parker Bowles.
There was nothing to do with him going. The most awful thing had happened before we went. I was in his study talking to him about his trip. The telephone rang, it was Camilla. So I thought, should I be nice or should I just sit here? So I thought I'd be nice, so I left him to it and just broke my heart there.
But in an astonishing twist, The princess claimed that Charles's ultimate goal was actually to marry someone entirely different, Tiggy Legge-Bourke, the former nanny to Princes William and Harry. The note, written just months after Diana's 1996 divorce from Prince Charles, stated, "My husband is planning an accident in my car, brake failure and serious head injury." It was a statement that in hindsight seems eerily prescient. Just 10 months later, on August 31st, 1997, Diana would be in a chauffeur-driven Mercedes, speeding through the Pont de l'Alma tunnel in Paris, when it crashed in a fatal accident that would claim her life.
The game ended in Paris, August 31st, 1997. Her driver was racing to escape the paparazzi when the car slammed into a pillar in the Alma tunnel.
My husband made me feel so inadequate in every possible way, but each time I came up for air, he pushed me down again. Diana had spent most of her life trying to dodge the press.
But now she made a point of showing how happy she finally was by orchestrating a photo op on the deck of Dodi's yacht.
People did not understand. They had binoculars on me the whole time. They hired the opposite flat, looked into my bedroom. I cried like a baby in the four walls. I just couldn't cope with it.
Number 2. Mishcon note. Did Princess Diana foresee her tragic fate 2 years before it occurred? The shocking revelation comes from the Mishcon note, a mysterious document that resurfaced in the Discovery Plus series, The Diana Investigations. The note, written by Diana's lawyer Victor Mishcon in 1995, has long been a topic of intrigue. In a meeting with Diana on October 30th of that year, Mishcon reportedly jotted down her chilling claim. Someone had warned her that efforts would be made to get rid of her by April 1996. The source, according to Diana, suggested that the plan would involve a car accident, either ending her life or leaving her severely injured to the point of appearing unbalanced. The note surfaced years later, leading many to speculate that Diana had somehow predicted the exact way she would die, in a car crash, just 2 years after her conversation with Mishcon. On August 31st, 1997, Diana's worst fears seemed to come true when she died in a high-speed crash in Paris, along with her partner Dodi Al-Fayed and chauffeur Henry Paul.
At the age of 36, Diana, Princess of Wales, the People's Princess, was dead.
Paul was found to have been under the influence of alcohol and prescription drugs when the car collided with a pillar while traveling at 65 miles per hour. The Mishcon note became a focal point in the 2004 Metropolitan Police inquiry into Diana's death. In the new docuseries investigating Diana, Death in Paris, lawyer Michael Mansfield, who represented Al-Fayed's father, called the note the most important piece of evidence to emerge from the investigation. The note had been kept in a safe at New Scotland Yard, a detail revealed years later by former Police Commissioner John Stevens. Stevens, who led the investigation, said that Mishcon himself didn't attach much significance to the letter, but did confirm its existence when asked. The police investigation took the Mishcon note seriously, however, following up on its implications. Stevens personally interviewed Mishcon on 3 occasions, but the solicitor remained adamant that Diana had been paranoid and that the note was of little importance. Despite his dismissal, Stevens ensured the note was handed over to the royal coroner, sparking further speculation. The official inquiry ultimately concluded that there was no conspiracy to get rid of Diana, ruling her death as a tragic accident caused by the driver's reckless behavior and the paparazzi pursuit. However, the Mishcon note continues to raise questions about whether Diana had an eerie premonition of her own fate. Number 1. Secret tapes. In 1991, biographer Andrew Morton was granted an extraordinary opportunity, access to Princess Diana through a series of secret taped interviews. These tapes, secretly delivered to Morton by a mutual friend, revealed a deeply personal side of Diana's life, including her relation with Prince Charles.
First impact was, God, what a sad man. He came with his Labrador, and my sister was all over him like it was a bad rash. I thought, God, he must really hate that. And I kept out of the way. I remember being fat, podgy, non-makeup, unsmart lady, but I made a lot of noise and he liked that.
That was about the first meeting. But the tapes formed the foundation of Morton's groundbreaking book, Diana, Her True Story, which exposed the troubled marriage between Diana and Prince Charles, including his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles.
I once heard him on the telephone in his bar, on his hand and saying, whatever happens, I'll always love you. And I told him I'd listen to the door.
For Morton, Diana's motivation was clear. She wanted the world to understand the truth of her life, a life she felt had been misrepresented. As Morton recalls, listening to these tapes now is like stepping into a time machine, bringing Diana's voice and presence back to life in a way that feels deeply intimate.
Recording her most intimate thoughts on 6 audio tapes, which have been acquired by NBC.
Diana was blunt and prophetic about her role in the royal family. She confessed that she always knew she would never be queen.
He said, you do realise just one day you'll be queen, and a voice said to me inside, you won't be queen, but you'll have a tough role. So I thought to myself, okay, so I said yes.
This wasn't a conclusion she had been told or forced to accept, but a truth she had realised on her own. No one said that to me. I just knew it, she said on the tapes.
I think from day one, I always knew I'd never be the next queen. Put it that way. No one said that to me, I just knew it.
Morton reflects that Diana's sense of destiny was profound, and as he listens to these tapes again, he's struck by how much she understood about her future long before it unfolded. Her prophetic sense extended to her marriage as well.
It was a complete disaster because I pined for him, but he never rang me up.
Diana spoke candidly about the struggles she faced, including her eating disorder and feelings of isolation.
Diana went to a specialist in eating disorders, the same doctor who had treated her sister Sarah for anorexia. Right away, he suspected Diana had tried to commit suicide.
Who thought the situation was this horrible? And she knew, long before the world did, that her marriage to Prince Charles was not the fairy tale it appeared to be.
I come back from Australia, someone knocks on my door with a bunch of flowers, and I knew that they hadn't come from Charles because there was no note. It was just somebody being very tactful in the office.
Diana expressed a desire for Charles to go live in Italy with Camilla and leave her and their children to carry on the Wales name. She envisioned a future where Prince William, not Charles, would ascend to the throne. Harry's a backup in the nicest possible way. William is going to be in his position much earlier than people think now, she remarked, sensing that the monarchy would skip a generation. The tapes also reveal Diana's frustration with her stepmother, Rain Spencer, whom she felt had destroyed her family's legacy. Diana's anger was palpable as she described how Rain had spent her father's money and fractured the family home. These personal struggles were never far from Diana's thoughts, but she also found joy in the simpler moments of life, like reminiscing about her school days and her pet guinea pig. However, these light-hearted moments were always shadowed by deeper emotional scars, such as her trauma from her parents' bitter divorce. Diana also made one chilling prediction about her own fate. She dreamed of walking freely through the streets of Paris, unrecognized, a simple pleasure that she longed for as the pressures of royal life weighed on her.
She had the common touch that could bridge the gap between the palace and the people. The public responded to her. It would be a long time before Diana understood why.
People say to me, thank you for bringing happiness into my life. Thank you for coming, thank you for making the effort. Thank you for being you, all those things I never used to believe.
Tragically, just 6 years later, she would meet her untimely death in a car crash in that very city. This haunting premonition adds a layer of poignancy to her story, making her words feel eerily prophetic. The tapes also reveal Diana's deep concerns about her sons, William and Harry. She never imagined that they would fall out so dramatically. To her, Harry was always meant to be William's support, his wingman. She never envisioned the deep rift that would develop between the brothers. Morton writes that Diana would have been shocked by their estrangement, as she always believed in their strong bond. Diana's intuition about the future extended to her belief that Charles would eventually abdicate the throne, allowing William to become king. She imagined a future where Charles and Camilla would leave the royal spotlight behind, and William would step into his role as monarch much sooner than expected. In the tapes, Diana expresses her frustration with Charles's behavior, recalling an incident when he made an insensitive comment about wishing Harry had been a girl.
And then suddenly, as Harry was born, it just went bang. Our marriage, the whole thing went down the drain, and Charles, all he wanted was a girl.
This remark, made at Harry's christening, infuriated Diana's mother and was a reflection of the deep fractures within the royal family. Diana's recounting of this moment highlights her sense of isolation within her marriage and her growing resentment towards Charles. In fact, here's more.
First comment was, oh God, it's a boy. Second comment, oh, and he's even got red hair. Something inside me closed off.
The tapes also reflect Diana's sense of a duty fulfilled as Princess of Wales. She spoke of her role with a sense of finality, acknowledging that she didn't see herself continuing in the same capacity for much longer. Diana never could have predicted the events that would follow: her separation, her divorce, and the immense public scrutiny she would face.
Every time she breathed in or out, they took a photograph.
The whole world were focusing on me every day. I was in the front of the papers, and I thought this was just so appalling. I hadn't actually done anything specific like climb Everest or done something wonderful like that.
Yet in these tapes, her reflections show a woman who had come to terms with her place in the world, accepting her fate, while also holding on to a simple dream of freedom. Here's her sharing her experience right before she was about to get married and move into the palace.
Left my flat for the last time, and suddenly I had a policeman. And my policeman the night before the engagement had said to me, I just want you to know that this is your last night of freedom ever in the rest of your life, so make the most of it. And it was like a sword went in my heart.
She desired to be seen not as the princess, but simply as Diana, a woman who could walk the streets unbothered, free from the royal spotlight that had defined her life. Listening to these tapes again today, Morton is struck by how much Diana foresaw about her life, her family, and even the royal future. They are a unique window into her mind, capturing her thoughts and feelings with remarkable clarity. Morton's reflections remind us that these tapes are not just a historical artifact, they are a piece of living history, offering a glimpse into the mind of a woman who knew her destiny long before it unfolded. The tapes stand as a testament to her foresight, her emotional depth, and the legacy she left behind. That's it. What did you think about her revelations? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.